Hey guys, Dakara here and welcome back to my channel. Today we are on Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 7 Episode 17. Before I start crying at that number, let's just roll that intro and get stuck into the episode. Here we go.
Got the moves, don't you? I want to ride you hard.
Oh, here we go. Oh, is that wood? It is.
It's been a long time trying to track you down. Love the code.
Mama?
You stay down, just like Mama told you.
Can we go home now?
It's not safe there anymore. How about I leave you over Crowley's house?
Crowley?
Always gotta work the mission. You know I love you.
This breaks my heart.
The mission is what matters. Robin?
Stake's your friend. Don't be afraid to use it.
Uh-oh.
Just waiting for my moment.
Oh god. If this wasn't the last season, I wouldn't be worried about this at all. I'd just be like, yep, it's fine. They'll end up being friends and everything's going to be fine. Or if anything, Robin would end up getting killed, like Principal would. But because it's the last season, I'm like, he could actually be successful and get Spike. I don't really want to see Spike getting staked. And yes, guys, I know he's the bad guy, but personal preference, don't want to see that.
Situation's still normal.
So it appears. You just may have stopped this thing, Buffy.
No, it can't be that easy.
You remind me of my,
Your mother?
yeah, what I remember of her anyway.
Not a line every girl likes to hear.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Oh, that said Juliet then. We get Drew
Everything
in this
is
one.
fine.
Everything's terrible.
Giles, what's wrong?
Have you seen the new library? There's nothing but computers. Who do we speak to?
That would be me. I'm Robin Wood.
Not a book to be seen.
Running dangerously low on allies.
So we didn't stop it then.
Oh, no, the Seers of the Coven are certain the First is continuing to gather its forces. So we should go before the school board.
About the library.
I have my backup library sent from home.
Giles, so did you bring back any potentials?
I mean, the world is literally ending. But yeah, let's get the books in the library.
I told you my concerns when you recklessly chose to remove the chip from his head.
Wait, sorry, Chip? So he has a trigger, a soul, and a chip?
Not anymore.
The trigger.
No, the trigger's not active anymore.
Because the military gave him a soul. Sorry.
It was that song, Giles. I'm telling you, it was that song that Spike was singing.
Is there any part of it that you can remember?
Wasn't like it had a catchy hook or anything. Boring old and English. Just like you, Brenner.
Yul Brenner.
This thing you to keep Spike from killing again? How's it work?
That will require a bit of magic.
So if he's going to strike, it'd be now while he's chained.
The First has brainwashed you. So, we have to put this in your brain.
Bugger that.
Is the trigger going to be Buffy?
Hopefully, once you understand what it is,
And I know the song was part, but...
break its hold on you.
And how do you expect to get that hunk of rubble into my cranium?
Bodake.
Ew. Is it going to go in his ear?
Has to access the cerebral cortex via the optic nerve.
Why? Why there? Oh, God. No. It's always got to be there on it.
Spike! Are you all right?
How am I supposed to know if this bug ugly's doing his job?
It doth linger, painting pictures in my mind.
Angels' hearts her laugh.
Here he is. It's been a while.
The Cecily of whom you write so often.
Wasn't she the bitch that was just, like, calling him?
And you shouldn't be alone. You need a woman in your life.
I have a woman in my life. I still have hopes that one day there will be an addition to this household. But I will always look after you, Mother. This I promise.
Oh, no. Oh, Jesus.
Just sit with me a while, will you?
Oh, this is going to break my heart, isn't it?
Early one morning,
Oh, there's the song.
valley below,
Buffy was right.
poor maiden so.
So that's it. It falls out and now he knows what the trigger is. It's his mum singing. Maybe because Robin will relate to losing a mother. He can understand the anger. I don't...
So I'm de-triggered, right?
Spike, what do you remember about song?
It's called Early One Morning, old folk ditty.
What's it mean to you?
It's just my mum. It was a favorite. She used to sing it to me when I was a baby. Look, shouldn't you check on Donnie?
She'll be okay. She's tough. Ow!
Call for you from LA. Somebody named Fred. Guy sounds kind of effeminate.
Look, Spike, listen to me.
What? Andrew?
I got along fine with her. She was a nice lady.
Well, there has to be more than that.
Well, there bloody well isn't!
Your prophylactic stone didn't work.
Because he's not cooperating.
So the trigger's still working.
Much as ever.
Is this true? Yeah.
Such a pretty house you have, sweet Millie.
Won't be here for long, love.
Should we give it a proper goodbye?
Oh, she's jokes. She's jokes.
We'll ravage the city together, my pet. The three of us will teach those snobs and elitists with their folderol just what...
3.
You, me, and Mother.
You want to bring your mum with us?
You like her?
William,
Ah.
where have you been?
You'll never have to worry about anything again.
Does he shift his face and have a heart attack or something?
I am no longer bound to this mortal coil. I have become a creature of the night.
Are you drunk?
Little bit. No more sickness.
Why is she rubbing a Bella?
You'll never age another day.
He wants to turn his mum.
We'll be together forever. It only hurts for a moment.
So is he successful? Does he actually turn her or does she just die there and he accidentally kills her?
Maybe a day or two. Maybe I'll even bring back some good news.
Think about what you're doing.
I have.
Oh, Giles is against this. And I feel like Giles is going to be right.
You got a moment?
What's on your mind?
Same thing that's on yours?
Spike.
If that trigger's still working, then the First must be waiting for just the right time to use it against us.
It does seem doubtful the First simply forgot it had such a powerful weapon.
Yeah.
Told Andrew it wasn't time yet for Spike. It's that Spike must play an integral part in that.
Yeah, true.
Buffy would never allow it.
Buffy would listen to her watcher, wouldn't she?
I don't think you have much of an idea of the Watcher-Slayer dynamic.
As a matter of fact, I was raised by a watcher, Bernard Crawley.
See, he said Crawley then, and she said Crowler.
Crowley?
And he said Crowler.
You're Nicky Wood's son.
Yes.
Spike killed your mother.
Oh, he knows about it.
Does Buffy know this?
She knows my mother was a Slayer.
And this has nothing to do with personal vengeance.
Does it matter? I'm talking about what needs to be done for the greater good, Giles.
Spike doesn't die, right? Are they going to kill Spike?
What exactly do you propose?
Maybe not killing Spike could be nice.
Keep Buffy away for a few hours.
Oh my god, oh my god. I think they're going to kill him. They're going to kill him off.
Is this really a primo time for a training session?
There are always new things to learn.
Oh god.
It's time you looked at the big picture.
All I do is look at the big picture.
If you're going to be a general, you need to be able to make difficult decisions regardless of cost.
Like killing Spike?
I know how to make hard decisions.
Well, that's what we're here to find out.
I'm genuinely nervous here.
Nowadays, principally got you down. I need a place to...
Looks like he's going in the TARDIS. Oh, great.
It's the hellmouth, Spike. You can never be too careful.
It's a bit much, isn't it?
Yes, I remember those Mac mice.
What's your story?
No story, really. Trying to do what's right.
He's getting that song up. He's going to play that song on speakers now.
See, you strike me as the kind of guy who just careens.
Hello?
Oh, I know more about you than you think, Spike. See, I've been searching for you for a very, very long time. Ever since you killed my mother.
Killed a lot of people's mothers.
You'd remember mine. She was a slayer.
Brought me here to kill me?
It looks that way.
I don't want to kill you, Spike. I want to kill the monster who took my mother away from me.
I called that.
There he is.
Yeah, they're building up to his death here. They are. They're showing his past and everything.
Mother?
Hello, William.
You're glowing.
Well, I suppose I have you to thank for that, don't I?
Well, this is as it should be, Mother. You and I together.
She's gonna try and kill him.
What's your pleasure?
Pleasure to take my leave of you, of course.
That's right, dog! Fight back!
So she's evil.
I hate to be cruel. No, I don't. I used to hate to be cruel in life.
Because she's got no soul now.
Ever since the day you first slithered from me like a parasite.
Oh my gosh.
I could have spared myself a lifetime of tedium and just dashed your brains out when I first saw you. I prayed you'd find a woman to release me.
That's not who I am anymore.
It's who you'll always be.
This is crushing me.
This what it felt like? You beat the life out of her? When you snap her neck!
Would you let this vampire live if it meant saving the world?
Sure, Giles, we had this conversation.
He's comparing him to Spike, Buffy.
So you really do understand the difficult decisions you'll have to make. That any one of us is expendable in this war. And yet there is Spike.
Taking the jacket back.
Think you'll be able to touch her without feeling me? All you've ever wanted was to be back inside.
I only wanted to make you well.
You wanted your hands on...
Ew, what is this? This has took a turn.
Not like this.
Just like this.
No!
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry.
He killed his own mum.
You think sorry's gonna make everything right?
I wasn't talking to you.
I don't give a piss about your mom. She was a slayer, I was a vampire. That's the way the game is played.
Game?
She knew what she was signing up for.
Well, I didn't sign up for it!
And she was my world.
And you weren't hers.
You didn't know her?
I know slayers. No matter how many people they've got around them, they fight alone. Your mother was no different.
She loved me.
And not enough to quit, though, was it? I loved my mother. So much so I turned her into a vampire. She said some nasty bits to me after I did that. Been weighing on me for quite some time. You see, unlike you, I had a mother who loved me back. When I sired her, I set loose a demon, and it tore into me. My mother loved me. That was her world.
Play the song and he's not going to turn.
That's a nice little song you got there. You killed me after all. I'm not under the first or anyone else's influences now. I just wanted you to know that before I kill you.
Is he going to do that? Surely not.
Spike's a liability, Buffy.
Surely he's not just going to kill Robin.
Spike is here because I want him here. I'm in the fight of my life.
Really?
Not you, Richard. You're stalling me. You're keeping me awake.
It's time to stop playing the role of general and to start being one. This is the way wars are won.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
I gave him a pass on account of the fact I killed his mother. He even so much as looks at me funny again, I'll kill him.
Spike lives. Robin lives. Everything is fine.
If you try anything again, he'll kill you. More importantly, I'll let him. The mission is what matters.
That's going to trigger him. The mission is what matters.
I understand your anger. We did what
He's alive. Spike's alive.
What I told you is still true. You need to learn.
No. I think you've taught me everything I need to know.
Well, another episode down, and I don't even know where to start. I genuinely enjoyed it. It was a heavy episode. It was nice to learn a little bit more about Spike and his history as well. It kind of broke me when the demon mother started talking to him, because you could see that everything that he did in his life, he did for her and to help her and to just cherish the time that they had together, and he wanted that to be forever. But obviously she didn't end up like how he did, so he still felt emotion, whereas the emotion that she felt was just aggression and power rather than sympathy or sadness or anything like that. So yeah, the emotions that they both had were on very different sides of the scale, and he didn't obviously like what she become. Those words that she said to him must have really stuck into him for years. They were brutal, but it took him to be near death to realize that the person he turned his mother into wasn't his mother anymore. It was a demon, and those words meant nothing. They weren't her. And I think that allowed him to realize the person that he is as well, because when he was this hunter of slayers and this vampire that was just really brutal, I think deep down he knows that he's always been a little different. At least that's the vibe I get. I could be reading too much into it, and it's not as deep as that. And it could just be he enjoyed killing and he enjoyed taking people's mothers, and I don't know, there's just something different about Spike to me. He seems to tap into those feelings a little bit more so than others. Definitely more so than his mum. And there's a few that are just, that they're different. Soul or no soul. But I'm glad that he has his soul now. And I'm glad that he can deal with it, because obviously prior to having a soul, he couldn't deal with those thoughts, those memories that he had of his mother. It's not until now, when his soul is entered, that he's put the pieces together and been able to actually digest it. Again, really good episode, really strong. The stuff with Buffy as well, Buffy and Giles, it's just, I hate to see it. I really do. I hated it seasons ago when Buffy had doubts about Giles and the trust was sort of tainted. And I think we've got back to that now as well, because Buffy's made it clear her decisions when it comes to Spike. She has made it clear that they need him to fight this war, and she believes in him to be able to fight this trigger, which luckily now he's dealt with, but I don't know if she's aware of that just yet. But anyway, having Spike by her side, this great warrior, she is willing to risk other things so that they can complete this war. And if others are harmed via Spike, she's just come to the conclusion that that's gonna have to be, because they need him to fight the first. They need him to fight this war. I'm gonna hazard a guess that Buffy and Robin's flirtation is gonna stop now. I think that her saying she would allow Spike to kill him is probably gonna dampen the mood a bit. But hopefully those words will resonate with him and he'll really think about it, because Spike, one, allowed him to live. He could have killed him in that moment, but he gave him one. I didn't like the words that Spike was saying to Robin, because he didn't know. He didn't know that. He's just saying what would hurt in that moment. And I'm sure that it did. But there might have been some truth in it, because she didn't walk away from that position to take care of her son. She knew that the role that she had was so important that she had to continue that fight the greater good. And it's sad. It's sad for her son. It's sad for that motherly son bond. Because it's not saying that she doesn't love him, because she does. I think for her, it's just she takes the role seriously, because if she allows the world to end, what good is the relationship there anyway? Because they're going to die either way. I mean, it's being a slayer is one of those roles that no one really wants, no one asks for. Who wants the weight of the world on their shoulders? Not me. So, yeah. I think it's a lot more difficult than what you would see on the surface. And I think maybe that's what stings for Principal Wood as well. Because there was a little bit of truth in it. But I do believe that she loved her son. I really do. And I hope that he holds on to that thought as well. His mind is, opened a little bit as well to realise that there's even bigger things outside, bigger factors outside that his mum really had to think about. I don't think Slayers having kids works. I don't think bringing a child into that fight is a good thing. I don't know what the circumstances were for Nikki Wood. She was making good out of a shitty situation, I think, and I think having her son probably encouraged her to fight that fight for him as well. I think this is why I love this show so much, and it's because the grey area is explored so well. You never really see just one side of a situation. You always see both, and then you can understand it a lot better from both sides. They do it perfectly, I think. The balance is very, very strong. Because it's even like when Anya was talking about Spike. Oh no, Spike's different. Spike could kill a room full of frat guys, and, she says it how it is and how she sees things. We're getting to see opinions from people. It's like the inner thoughts that some people would have, but this show airs them, and it's a perfect show to get debates going and discussions. And yeah, I love it so much. I'm very passionate about this show, and it's going to be difficult to say goodbye to it. I mean, I'm not going to say goodbye, but you know what I mean, to finish it, to complete that part of the journey. It's going to be tough, but I've loved every second of it. And I do think that Buffy as a character is one of the best written characters that I've ever come across. I think we've seen flaws, we've seen strengths, we've seen everything. We've seen death, we've seen life, we've seen loss. She's just fantastic and a true inspiration for many people out there. And yeah, right, I'm rambling now. Let's try and stay on track. What else happened in this episode? So I know I mentioned it briefly, but there was that bit of betrayal with Giles and Buffy. I do think that they will be fine, but I think that they'll make it clear their opinions as they move forward as well. I think the love is still there. It always will be, because I'm sure Buffy realises that Giles thinking of her as well and the greater good. And Buffy, she's doing what she believes she has to do and is right. And I think that's, again, what I love about her, is because she trusts her gut, she trusts her decisions a lot of the time. And if it means complications with other friendships or relationships within her life, she just tackles it as is needed. Oh, God, this show is good. I loved seeing Drew again. Always a pleasure. Even when she's on about eating Spike's mum. I just think that the added emotion and weight of what Spike's history is like, it just gets me. He's had it tough, he really has, and he's such a sensitive soul as well. And this aggression and these actions that he's done when obviously he was soulless, it's as if he's angry at himself and angry at his own feelings, that he wants to just switch off and be someone that he isn't. Because even in that moment between Spike and his mum, he's saying, I'm not that guy anymore, I'm different. And he's not. He's just trying his hardest to be different because he feels like he should be. He's not happy in his own skin. It's like it relates to Willow and everything that Willow's gone through, where you feel like others are judging you and you can't just be comfortable with the person that you are because you feel outsiders laughing or judging or hating in their way, that you can't just be at peace with who you are. And it's just so sad. It really, really is. And again, it's realistic. Like, we have that in the world. We have it so often. You can't fake it. This show has proved that as well. Like, they've tried being these other people and doing these other things, but their heart and their true personality always comes through in the end. I'm wondering if Wood's going to drop this now when it comes to Spike, and they're just going to focus on the task at hand, which is obviously saving the world. Please and thank you. And same with Giles as well. He's made it clear that he doesn't trust Spike and he wants Spike to be no more, but I think they need to have faith in Buffy and Buffy's ideas and what she hopes. Plus, some good did come out of it, because that song shouldn't technically trigger Spike anymore, which will be a bonus when the first comes and tries that on him, I'm sure. Oh, right, I'm gonna leave it there. I feel as though there's a lot more that I could dissect, but I feel like I need to get my thoughts in order to really get stuck into it. So I am gonna leave it there. Maybe the next episode will trigger a few more things, I'm not sure. But leave your thoughts in the comments as always, because I always look forward to reading them and hearing your opinions and how you view these characters and these episodes. So please leave your comments down below and give this video a like if you could be so kind. It helps out the channel a lot. And tell your friends and family if they love this show to check these reactions out. It would mean a lot. And maybe subscribe if you could be so kind. But as always, there's no pressure here. I would just love to have you. All of these are in their extended form over on Patreon, so if you're interested in that, please check that out. Links are in the description. Massive shout out to all of my sponsors. You guys are keeping my dream alive, and I'm very grateful. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you all again soon for another video. Thank you and goodbye. And before we completely sign off, let's take a comment from the Dat Pack, and today I've chosen Stephanie, and Stephanie says, in my plan we are beltless. I love this. I find this episode hilarious in many places and very meta. Not only because it is a story told mainly from an outsider's point of view, but also it's done in such a way that if you just happened upon this episode as a first watcher, I think it is really helpful and entertaining way to bring you up to date. And as a long-time fan, I love the callback to the early, is that high school episodes? Like Out of My Mind, Out of Sight, and Buffy just flat out telling Principal Wood, part of the original premise of the show, there's a thing that happens here over the Hellmouth. Being at high school can feel like being at war. Now it's true. Or, in other words, high school is hell. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for leaving your thoughts. And yeah, it is nice to have callbacks to earlier episodes, and just a reminder for us as an audience as well of how much they've actually been through and the years that we've spent with them, and how the Hellmouth does keep rearing its ugly head. Yeah, when we see these new characters being brought into the fold, like you say, it's nice to speed them up. Same in this episode actually, when they're talking about Spike's chip. I loved that scene where Principal Wood's trying his damn best to keep track of everything that's happened, but they're so fast paced, he definitely gets his wires crossed a few times. But it just makes me chuckle, because it's a confusing world, Sunnydale, and everything they've been through is wild. So to have these new people coming in and her trying to explain things is brilliant and very, very well done in a comedic manner as well. So yeah, I'm a very big fan. So thank you again for sharing your thoughts, and don't forget guys, if you want to see one of your comments at the end of these videos, don't forget to leave them in the comment section below, and maybe yours will be next. But until next time, goodbye for now.